exploring Berlin's beautiful museums.
Downtown West Berlin. They have something special for me to see that's not actually on display. Here she is, here at the Neues Museum in Berlin. I'm taking her home with me.
Asian Art Museum.
I've ever seen so much lapis in my life. My name is Curtis Ryan Woodside. I'm a filmmaker and Egyptologist. After a year and a half of waiting to get back, last year I started to make my move to Italy permanent. I have visited Tuscany a couple of times before, but this time it's a little different. Now it's about settling in. So come with me on my adventures in Italy and beyond, as I capture a video diary of my life and see what myself, Filippo, our family and friends get up to every week.
We are now in downtown West Berlin, and we are about to go to the Gipsvormerij to see some. They've invited us to come and see some interesting Egyptian replicas that they've made casts for.
Are you excited?
I'm very excited. I can't show the specific piece because that will be in a different documentary, but I will show some of the other pieces that they have. They take casts and they've been around for 200 years. So let's go. This is the Gipsvormerij, which has been around for about 200 years, and they have some of the most faithful casts of ancient Egyptian pieces, as well as other masterpieces, such as their beautiful replica of Nefertiti. But today, they have something special for me to see that's not actually on display. Here she is.
Started in 1819 under the reign of King Friedrich Wilhelm III, the Gipsvormerij have over 7,000 casts from ancient artifacts. These casts allow them to make exact replicas of some of the world's most famous pieces of art from ancient Egypt, Rome, Greece, Asia, and beyond. These replicas allow us to get up close and personal to some of the most delicate pieces of ancient art, like this giant head of Antinous, the favorite lover of Emperor Hadrian, who ruled Egypt almost as a pharaoh on Hadrian's behalf and had an entire city in Egypt named after him, Antinopolis. Due to World War II, some of the casts in this collection are the only remaining pieces of art. They travel to museums all around the world and create casts and replicas of some of the most fantastic pieces of art in history. Yet one masterpiece reigns supreme, a piece that they have produced the most faithful replica of. Costing between 6,000 and 9,000 euros, the replica bust of Nefertiti, hand-painted, is this workshop's best export.
Here they have casts of even some of the most exquisite pieces and even full casts of tombs, such as the tomb of Seti I. We can see a scene here from Seti's tomb of Seti holding up two jars known as the Hall of Beauties. We're just going to have a small lunch before...
This is what you think.
Yeah, before we get into the Neues Museum to go and see the Egyptian collection.
Yes.
And I mean, we chose a nice place because they have spode plates.
I'm recording the Egyptian collection at the Neues Museum today, but this will be for several other documentaries and not part of the actual vlog. So instead, I'll just show you some highlights from the museum.
So here at the Neues Museum in Berlin, what is so beautiful is the ceiling. It looks original, but that's because it's so damaged These frescoes were made in the 1800s, painstakingly made to look original. And then, when this museum was bombed in World War II, they decided when they renovated the museum to not fix it. So that's why we have these ceilings. I've just seen something I've been waiting so long to see. She's here. Queen T, the wife of Amenhotep III. I'm taking her home with me. You know, my friend Diane, she's always asked me this question. If you go to a museum, have a look around and think, if this museum was on fire, what piece would I want to save? I know a lot of you might think Nefertiti in this museum, but for me, it's Queen T. A scene from a 6th dynasty tomb wall. They've brought the entire mastaba again here to Berlin. But what is so interesting is here we see the initial outlines. This is an unfinished tomb. And these are the artist's impressions to show the sculptors how to come and chisel out these elaborate embossed carvings. It's just beautiful. So it's as if someone was chipping away, the dead person was brought in, and they went, okay, we're done.
Of course, no visit to the Neues Museum would be complete without looking into the eyes of the Egyptian Queen Nefertiti.
It's a really nice day today because we have clouds.
Yes, we have lots of clouds.
And
Very dark.
it's 25 degrees, which is half of what it was when we arrived.
It's much better.
So, where are you wanting to take me now?
So we are going to the Asian Art Museum
Yeah.
because there is a very important collection of Asian art, of course, with many statues of the Buddha.
Okay. So you're taking me there. Is this my punishment for taking you to the Egyptian Museum?
For 5 hours. And I'm much quicker than you, so maybe in 1 hour we'll do everything.
Okay. Well, you see, you're just looking. I was working.
I know. But later we will go also to catch Cleopatra.
Oh, at the Altes Museum, yeah.
Yes, after lunch.
We were too tired to go yesterday.
Oh, Deutsche Staatsoper.
Oh,
we are here. I didn't know.
okay.
This city has over 30 museums, so make sure to do your research on which museums you want to visit before visiting Berlin. The Humboldt Forum contains exhibitions from Asia, Arabia, Africa, and South America.
What am I looking at, really? Because this is huge.
This
It's
is-
amazing.
This is a gate.
Yes, from India.
Let's see. The people used to keep Buddha's relics in a construction that is called stupa. So
Yeah,
they
stupa,
were
I know stupa.
there were places where to put Buddha's relics. So they were very simple.
Yes.
Construction made of stones. But at the beginning, at the entrance, there was a gate, maybe, with images. What is interesting is that soon after Buddha's death, they didn't use to depict the Buddha.
It wasn't until 327 BC, until Alexander the Great and the Greeks arrived in India, that the art style started including human figures. The Greek influence is quite visible on many of these statues, from the hairstyles to the clothes. The museum contains a small section dedicated to the blue and white pottery phenomenon, which originated in Pakistan and shows some of the earliest forms of ceramics featuring the blue and white colors, now made very famous by Spode. This is a wooden Indian cow taken to Babylon after Alexander the Great's visit to India. The Chinese section has giant sections from ceremonial caves. And now to a museum with pieces that I am way more familiar with. The Altus Museum, behind the Neues Museum, has a vast collection of Greek, Roman and Etruscan art, and a little bit of Egyptian thrown in for good measure. From black and terracotta pottery showing Greek Spartans in training, Egyptian Fayum funerary portraits, and the absolute highlight, a bust of the great Queen and Pharaoh Cleopatra VII. Yet again, I'm shooting for several other documentaries, so this will not all be in the vlog, but here are the highlights from the museum. Adjacent to the Neues Museum, the Pergamon Museum contains artifacts from ancient Mesopotamia, with a few pieces linking to ancient Egypt.
During the time of Tutankhamun, he had very good trade relations at that time with the Hittites to the north, so much so that even Ankhesenamun wrote to the Hittites when Tut died and asked for one of their sons to be sent because she did not want to marry her possible grandfather, who was an old man as well. I don't blame her. And some artifacts have been found, not in Egypt, out of Egypt, showing Tut and Ankhesenamun.
Ancient Mesopotamia spanned from Turkey to Iran and, on occasion, spanned all the way into Egypt. These 3,000-year-old mud walls from Assyria are decorated with round tiles, but only standing from afar can one see the delicate patterns included on the design. They also have objects from one of my favorite Sumerian Akkadian rulers, Sargon, who my friend Salima believes I look a little alike.
This is from the palace of King Sargon in Iraq. It is actually a good thing that it has been stolen or brought to Berlin, since most of the treasures from that region have been destroyed over the years. But what is beautiful is to look at the details on the palace wall from King Sargon. You see them with their long hair, the beards, the beautiful dresses, with the fringe at the bottom. It is absolutely incredible.
Many parts of the Mesopotamian region were ruled for long periods of time by the Egyptians. However, the regions of Mesopotamia would shift and the borders would change very frequently. Some of the strongest empires, like the Assyrians, Persians, and Sumerians, came from this area. They had an international language called cuneiform, and this was used to send letters throughout the world. One of the oldest religions still in practice, Zoroastrianism, came from this region. This museum's most impressive aspect comes from ancient Babylonia. These impressive tiled walls were created 2,500 years ago in ancient Babylonia. Not long after their construction, the area was taken over by an even stronger power, the Persians.
These amazing walls decorated with beautiful tiles are from the gates of Babylon that were dedicated to the goddess Ishtar from the king Nebuchadnezzar. And what is so incredible, the blue that we see here comes from Afghanistan. It is pure lapis lazuli. But the most incredible part is the main gate that we're going to see in a moment.
Taken from Iraq and rebuilt tile by tile in Berlin at the Pergamon Museum, built around 575 BC by King Nebuchadnezzar II. These gates are dedicated to the goddess Ishtar, yet some suggest that since Sargon connected Inanna to Lapis, that the Lapis element of these gates are connected to the goddess Inanna. In 323 BC, Alexander the Great would have passed below these gates on his final visit to Babylon, where he died shortly after. I don't think I've ever seen so much lapis in my life. We are having a visit to the Pergamon Museum today, and Filippo has something he wants to say or share.
I just realized they stole everything from everywhere in the world.
Basically.
They stole a temple.
A Roman temple. Well, let's see what else they have.
It's amazing.
The Roman Emperor Hadrian commissioned this giant gate to the market of Miletus in the 2nd century AD.
It is our last day in Berlin, but we are heading out of Berlin. Filippo wants to go to Potsdam to go and look at the palace.
The Chateau Sans
The
Souci.
Schloss.
Sans Souci.
I would like to give a big thank you to my patrons for not only supporting the vlog, but my Egyptology work and filmmaking in general. And thank you to all of you for watching and supporting my videos.